What if I told you that Andor didn't just give us one of the best Star Wars stories ever, but actually made the movies themselves better? That's right, Tony Gilroy's masterpiece introduced some powerful retcons that changed the way we see the galaxy far, far away. From Mon Mothma's rise, to the Death Star's secrets, to tragic twists with Anakin and Cassian, Andor redefined Star Wars in ways the films never did. So today we're breaking down 10 Andor retcons that massively improve the Star Wars movies. Stay till the end. 1. Mon Mothma's pathway to the rebellion. Before Andor, Mon Mothma was basically a background figure, appearing in Return of the Jedi and Rogue One, but without much context. Andor completely retcons her story, showing how she sacrificed family, wealth and safety to build the rebellion. Now, when you see her commanding in Rogue One, you feel the weight of those sacrifices, making her presence 10 times more powerful. 2. Luthen and Kleya's involvement. The show introduced Luthen Rael and Kleya, two shadowy masterminds who essentially founded the rebellion from the underground. This retcon means the Rebel Alliance wasn't just Mon and Bail, it was a network of fanatics willing to burn everything for freedom. Watching the original trilogy now, you can't help but imagine Luthen and Kleya's sacrifices echoing behind every Rebel victory. 3. Luthen's discovery of the Death Star plans. Rogue One explained how the Rebels stole the Death Star plans, but it never explained who first uncovered the weapon's existence. Andor retcons this, revealing it was Luthen who discovered the project and set everything in motion. This adds a thrilling new layer. The destruction of the Death Star traces back to one man's secret crusade. 4. K2SO's Ghorman origin story. In Legends, Cassian reprogrammed K2SO in a random mission, but Andor retcons this, tying it to the Ghorman Massacre, one of the Empire's most horrifying crimes. Now Cassian and K2's bond is soaked in tragedy and defiance, making every scene in Rogue One hit harder, because you know they were both survivors of that atrocity. 5. The Ghorman Massacre retcon. Speaking of Ghorman, Andor didn't just reference it, it expanded it. Instead of a single massacre, the show revealed a second, even bloodier one. The brutality on screen made the Empire's cruelty undeniable. When you rewatch the Galactic Civil War in the original trilogy, you truly understand why the rebellion fought with such desperation. 6. Bail Organa's expanded role. Bail Organa always felt like a tragic footnote, appearing briefly in the prequels, then dying off-screen in A New Hope. Andor fixes this by retconning Bail as a key player in the early rebellion. Now Alderaan's destruction isn't just about Leia losing her home, it's about the galaxy losing one of its greatest unsung heroes. 7. Cassian aiding in the Death Star's construction. This is Star Wars poetry at its finest. Andor reveals that Cassian, while imprisoned, unknowingly helped build the Death Star. In Rogue One, he later becomes the man who helps destroy it. That tragic symmetry, building the very weapon he would die to stop, gives Rogue One a devastating new resonance. 8. Force healing retcon and Anakin's tragedy. Andor also expanded Star Wars lore by confirming Force healers existed as far back as the Galactic Civil War. This retcon makes Anakin's fall even more heartbreaking. If he hadn't been blinded by Sidious, he might have sought out a Force healer to save Padme. It reframes his entire downfall as even more tragic, knowing that salvation existed but was never found. 9. Force healing strengthens Rey's story. Retconning Force healing earlier in the timeline, Rey's use of it in The Rise of Skywalker feels less sudden or random. Instead, it connects her to an ancient tradition of Jedi knowledge, tying her arc more firmly to Star Wars history. 10. Cassian's relationship with Boix. And finally, the retcon that changes Rogue One forever. Andor revealed Cassian's deep bond with Boix Kalleen, the woman he loved and left behind. By the end of Season 2, Boix is waiting for him with his child. Suddenly, Cassian's sacrifice on Scarif isn't just noble, it's tragic. He died not just for the galaxy, but leaving behind a family he never returned to. Watching Rogue One now feels infinitely heavier because you know the personal cost. So, now I want to hear from you, which Andor retcon hit you the hardest? Was it Cassian unknowingly building the Death Star? Or Mon Mothma's heartbreaking sacrifices? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. And if you love Star Wars deep dives, do me a favor, hit that like button to show your support, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown.